Hi there, my name is Luke Tompson, and I've been part of Kiwanis since 2013. In 2013, I won the Zozobra Kids Poster Contest. Since then, I've helped Kiwanis build Zozobra every year since 2016, and have been part of the July 4th event and the New Year's event. I'm here today to show you how I draw Zozobra. So let's go ahead and get started. I like to go ahead and start with the nose for some reason. My style of nose has changed over time, especially since I've won the contest. I like to draw more of a witchy nose um, because I like to draw him sort of as an evil guy. As we do burn away gloom, he's sort of this evil old guy. So I start with this witchy nose, and then for my eyes, I like to do this sort of axe, um, backwards axe. Um, Sort of gives like this haunted and spooky feel to it. And then I like to draw the eyes just as so, and I like to give them sort of a cross eye. Not sure why, that's just my style. And then I go ahead with the eyebrows. Go ahead and do that real quick. And once again, this is just a quick sketch, nothing big. All right. So you can sort of see his sort of evil look starting to come out. So then I like to give him a mouth. And this sort of starts to add the length of his face. So this is why I start with his face rather than his face shape first. And like all Zozobras, I tend to draw him different every single time. I don't think I've drawn a Zozobra that's exactly the same from the other ever. Um, and of course, my drawing skills have evolved, but generally, I keep the same element. So then I like to do the hair, and I tend to give them a very large hair, just to really create that length. And so then I go ahead and add the ears. Now the ears, sometimes I draw a little bigger. My hand is cramping here a little bit. There we go, little small ears. So there we go. There's his general head shape. Then I just do sort of a traditional S for the ears. Alright, so then I like to, rather than drawing the body, just as I did the head, I'm going to go ahead and start with his bow tie. Now in past years, he hasn't always had a bow tie. He's always, he's had something different every year. And I like to do the bow tie on the larger side. It sort of gives a little more character. And just 3 lines as if the bow tie was creased in. Alright. Then I do some buttons. And then before I draw the belt, I like to go ahead and draw his body, the top of his body. And again, he never has the same body shape in both my drawings and when we build him. And this is one of my favorite parts when building him, is seeing how his body and his head really start to come together to show a Zozobra that we've never had before. It's really unique every single year. So this body is a little more round than I expected, but that's all right. So then we have his nice flowy skirt, and I like to sort of taper it off as I get to the bottom. Let's make it a little less round. Zozobra has a very uniform and almost straight figure, right? And his head is a little big as well on this side of the dress. So I like just starting with pencil. This mechanical pencil is probably my favorite, just to sort of sketch out stuff. So there we are. And then I like to do the arms. So we have the arms here. I usually end at about the middle point of the belt. I like to have them out. Give him his cufflinks, as he has many years. And I like to do a little traditional sort of pointer finger and thumb. He's often just using this or this. And for the hands, I just do a quick little, I divide it. And the hands are also one of my favorite things to see come together when we're building him. Just amazing to see how human hands, the size of a human hand, is just transformed into this huge Zozobra hand. It's quite amazing. So here we go. I just do the same on the other side. So there we go. There's a very rough sketch of how I draw Zozobra himself. But then I also like to add the fire dancer. So similar to Scott Wiseman's poster, I believe it was from 2010 or 2011, I like to have the fire dancer come very far up on some stairs. Sort of gives it very spooky feeling once again. Have two arms raised with the torches in her hand. So there's the torches, and then sort of finish up the body here. And I like to do sort of a wide stance, and sometimes I like to add a little bit of bend in the knee. Alright, so there we go. And then of course I have the stairs that come up, so go ahead and draw the stairs. I like to have them coming in at a little bit of an angle. And then add some stairs here. Right, and then I just like to have the stairs just end right there, as if they're dropping down. So there we go. There we have the fire dancer. Then I also like to add the gloomies. Just add a little bit of a ghost-like figure to the sides of him. Alright. So there we go. So there is my rough sketch of Zozobra. And so let's go ahead and add some color. So first, let's see. Let's go ahead and give him some purple hair. This is a little bit of a pink. We'll add a little bit more of a darker purple for texture. With the darker color, I like to just add little spirals. Again, this is nothing very fancy. Alright, so there we go. And let's add the green a little bit to his eyes. He always has those green eyes. And then I like to add a little bit of red to his actual eyes. And then we'll go ahead and lightly shade his lips. So there we go. His head is done. And I like more of a turquoise bow tie and buttons and belt. I didn't have a turquoise, so we're just going to go ahead and experiment with this blue and green combo. Just go ahead and combine them. Zozobra is a very stylish man, so he always has to have matching cufflinks, matching everything. Alright, there we go. Okay, and then we'll add some green just to see if we can get a little bit more of a turquoise. If not, that's alright. And then I like to go ahead and color his nails a gross yellow, because he's very gloomy, probably has very poor fingernails. So there we go. So we're done drawing or coloring Zozobra. And then for the fire dancer, I like to do the same thing as almost I did in the bow tie and everything, and just combine like a red and yellow. For the fire, I give it that deep, deep red. Once again, I just have around 6 colors here, but some vary. Okay, and we forgot to do the pants. Maybe we'll make that more of an orange. So we'll start with a yellow. And we'll add the red. There we go. So there is my sketch. So I also like to, if you're really looking to add just a little more detail, I like to go ahead and add a little bit of shading to himself and probably the gloomies as well, since they're supposed to be just like him. Alright, just finishing up this last ear. And once again, just sort of scribbling that in, and let's do the gloomies. Here's the final result. I really like how this came out. Be sure to tune in to Zozobra September 4th on KOAT Channel 7.